Welcome to episode 21 of Cougs on Cougs. I'm Jess Tyler. This is Mary Blanchard.
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We are going to start with our quote of the week.
Yes, and it comes from Steph Curry, the very same Steph Curry that is currently playing in the NBA Finals.
It's kind of a big deal right now.
He's kind of a big deal, yes. The quote is, play like you're in first, train like you're in second. So it goes along with our off-season quote theme. When you're playing like you're the best ever. When you're training like you still got to beat someone, right?
Right.
And we know a couple admirers of Steph Curry on our basketball team, right?
Yeah, and in general, I think among Cougar Nation, there's quite a few Steph Curry admirers. So.
Well, the Warriors offense does.
I know you're not one of them.
Feel similar to a lot of BYU fans. No, it's fine. I don't have a horse in the race. So but we're gonna move into a segment that we have done like once before, but it's still pretty new. It's called Cougs in the Classroom, and it's just kind of a segment where we're gonna, maybe review questionable calls. When there are questionable calls, obviously there aren't any plays to review right now, but we thought with the season coming up, we could take a look at some of the rule changes because there are rule changes most every off season, and there are quite a few we found for football. So We'll just run through them.
The goal is to kind of brush up on some of the rules and teach you something new, hopefully.
Yes.
So first, one of the new rules that's coming out this season is that a sliding ball carrier, so typically your quarterback, right? Your Tanner Mangum.
Sure, yeah.
Who's going to be out there sliding. He is now considered a defenseless player.
Yep.
So he's covered under the targeting rule. Surprised this wasn't one before, but I think what tipped it was that play with Gunnar Kiel, who, remember, we played with Cincinnati last year. He was hit in a play like this and laid out on the field. And it was pretty scary. So I think that's why they took a look at this rule again. Mm-hmm. So that's why that particular change was made.
So good. More players protected, even though that targeting rule we do kind of have a love-and-hate relationship with. The next one also has to do with targeting. It says that replay officials will review all targeting fouls to determine whether there was at least one indicator of targeting. So he can create a targeting foul only in egregious instances in which a foul isn't called on the field. So they're looking for launching and forcible contact to the head.
Yeah, so the main thing with this rule is that the replay official can actually call a targeting foul. If the refs on the field don't see it, but the replay official does, he can make the call. So that is a change from last year.
Yay, more people who can call targeting.
Yeah, and I think the other part of this rule was done so that there were less targeting calls, right. So they're reviewing it a little bit closer. And some of the things I read, it mentioned that there were more players ejected from the game that probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah,
but those calls weren't actually targeting. So they're going to be looking at it a little bit closer and having the replay officials step in and
it'll be
help make those calls.
Hopefully easier to tell. Next, if you deliberately trip a ball carrier, it is a fall. Foul.
Yeah, this is a change from before because there used to not be an exception for like a running back who's carrying the ball, and if you trip them to try to stop them, it wasn't a foul before. There's an exception just for
which I think was
running ball
fair.
Carrier.
I think that was fair. So this rule is a little.
Yeah, again, I think there was a couple plays last year where ball carriers were injured because of a trip like this. So they just said it's not really a necessary play. A lot of times they're heading out of bounds anyway, so they just took out that exception. So
I can see that as having a lot of room to make people mad, kind of like the targeting calls, because there's going to be a lot of times when they say that it was an intentional trip and we're all going to be at home and we're going to be like, that wasn't intentional. But
they have that word in there, deliberate, but they don't really...
Deliberate
There's not a clear definition of what that means, so it is pretty arbitrary still, but...
Okay, what else?
Just don't trip people on purpose and you're fine, I guess.
Fundamentally tackle, sure.
Okay, a couple small things. 2 unsportsmanlike fouls on a coach now in a game disqualifies them. They get kicked out of the game. So.
Yeah, I feel like you see technical fouls kind of maybe more in basketball than they get called in football just because there's so many more people on the sideline, but they can totally get called, and now apparently it is kind of like basketball. I guess you can kind of call it like a flagrant 2 or 2 flagrant 1s.
It'd be interesting to see like a list of coaches who that might affect, like who get multiple calls like that.
We don't know about Kalani yet, right? What kind of fired up personality? I don't think it probably would have applied to Broncos, stoic Bronco, but we'll see about Kalani. I doubt it'll apply
to Kalani, but if you know some coaches that might affect, let us know. I'm interested.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Not Nick Saban. Maybe Les Miles. He gets heated. Another one we have is that and now an independent medical observer can stop the game for an injured player. We kind of were wondering what the definition of an independent medical observer is. It's not just some random doctor or something in the stands. What does it say, Jess?
It's basically an independent trainer who's not assigned to either team. Usually, I think the conference assigns it. I think this started with the SEC last year, and they assign an independent trainer to the game to basically watch for those sort of instances where there might be an injured player that maybe isn't seen or that maybe needs an extra timeout. So those people can now stop the game.
That's good. Lots of rules in place here to help protect the players, which is always good. Yeah. And then our final one applies only to the SEC. So the only SEC team we're playing this year is at Mississippi State, and that's at home. So
it doesn't technically apply.
But it could. Like, this rule could become implemented because of
this is experimental within the SEC. The SEC actually proposed it to the NCAA Rules Committee. And it's basically that there's now collaborative replays where a replay official on the field actually now has to collaborate with a team of 3 replay officials who are not there. They're off-site, usually at the conference's command center, and they're reviewing the play at the same time and trying to help that replay official on the field make the best call.
It sounds like it kind of just puts more gravity on the situation of making the right call, because whereas there's always accountability, but maybe not as much. Now you're just putting more behind it.
Yeah, and the goal is to actually speed up that process. They've got different angles. They're trying to give the best possible view of the situation and make the call.
It sure can take a long time when that's going on. So we'll see how that goes in the SEC, and could be happening for us next year. Let's get into Talk of the Town.
We're going to start with favorite segment. Right?
Yes.
We are starting with the announcement that BYU Football Media Day is June 30th.
Yay!
That's only a few weeks away. So.
Yay! More to look forward to.
Yeah, that, and then you've got fall camp, and then before you know it, it'll be September. So
seriously.
Hang in there, people.
Hang in there.
We'll get there.
Also in football news, we have gotten another tight end. Whereas we had none last year, they are becoming bountiful this year. So this is Hunter Marshall, and he is a junior college transfer from Snow. He's 6'3" and 240 pounds, and he'll be vying for that tight end spot. We heard Corbin was taking first team reps there too, so competing is the key word. FanFest. Who went to Hawaii this week? We didn't. No. We were not there.
I wish we did.
I know. So BYU Football tweeted this photo just of the group that went out there and said, always rep the Y, and they're all holding up their shakas, and this is at the Polynesian Cultural Center. So they spent a day there and had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm sure that's officially our slogan, rep the Y. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Coach Taki and his family were there. Mm-hmm. Nice little family trip to Hawaii.
Yeah.
So there they are.
Excuse for that.
The and
then
center.
Ty and his wife. I'm not sure if any of his daughters made it out, but his wife was there. So family fun in Hawaii. Family football fun. BYU football family fun.
FanFest.
How many fan Fs can we fit in there? Also, Fred.
Fred Warner was shown with Handsome in the background, getting his dance on in the Tongan village. So...
okay.
I got some moves, I think.
I can see it.
He looks good in that skirt.
I know. It's nice. Love that picture.
So funny.
Okay, so we move from FanFest to relationships. Fiancés. F words. There we go. We should stop saying F word. Okay. Anyway.
Big news this week. Eric Mika is engaged. After 5 weeks?
He got home on April 27th. I looked this up. April 27th, and he was engaged on June 1st. So there you go. It's just about a month.
We kind of figured that was coming, but...
We did. If you go back and watch, we knew he was going to get back engaged soon. I didn't think it was going to be this soon. I thought that he would get engaged before the season.
If you're going to get married before season starts, which is, I'm guessing, what's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I thought maybe they'd tough it out and be engaged during the season.
No, don't
but,
do that. That's not
well, they're not. So there you go. Yeah. And she also, I didn't know this at least, she is a cheerleader for BYU. So they dated before their missions. They both went to the same mission. And now he's on the basketball team. She's a cheerleader. This is just a fairy book romance. Fairy tale romance, if you... What am I trying to say? Storybook romance?
Sure, that works.
It's great. It's
Both
a great...
Fairy tales goes with the F theme. So let's go with that one.
Well, it's a fairy tale romance if we've ever seen one. So congratulations to them. We'll let you know about a wedding date when we see one. Mm-hmm. Imagine it'll be before November.
And we're going to guess that TJ Haws is going to follow suit.
Next
maybe.
Up. Yeah, we got a really funny response when we tweeted that Eric was engaged, saying that TJ was a menace to society. He is the only one of the Lone Peak 3 to not be married. And I didn't know he was dating anyone, but it turns out
he has a girlfriend from before his mission, and they have sort of picked things back up,
apparently. And her name's Lauren, right?
Yep, and
also
she also went on a mission to New York City, I think.
Oh.
So,
well,
they're adorable.
Hope no one was trying to date any of these basketball players because they were off the market quicker than you
that was
could.
Really quick.
So there's that. So those are engaged people. Well, TJ's not engaged. Knock on wood. Maybe next week though. Braden Shaw actually married. So they got married in Rexburg. So there they are.
Yeah, they're cute. He's very tall.
They are cute.
And
also married people.
Yeah, Sarah Emery posted a picture.
Sarah Emery.
I know, it's cute. Of her and Nick wearing their Jordans with their wedding.
It was a really fitting. I really liked her caption too. She said the only way to make it through the reception line, plus it ties in a little basketball for you know who, and she isn't talking about Voldemort. I don't think, unless she is.
Probably not. I don't think he's a basketball fan. But Nick is, so
probably him.
That was a nice little touch there.
Sticking with our relationship theme, it was the 4-year anniversary for Jimmer and Whitney Fredette. Me and my husband's anniversary is coming up next week, so we're basically twins. It's also our 4-year anniversary,
you guys
so
should be best
we got married the same year. We are, pretty much, so,
cute.
You know.
They're adorable, too.
They are cute.
So this was kind of a surprise to us, this one. We didn't know there was another power couple on campus. Well, maybe not on campus anymore.
On campus and in Kansas, we should say. Campus in Kansas.
Mitch Matthews and Maddie Lyons are a thing, I guess.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, which probably you do, Maddie Lyons is on the soccer team, and her grandpa is Mark Lyons. And yeah, I think they've been dating for a couple months, so we'll see if we get another engagement anytime soon. Who knows?
They're very cute together. He should probably lock that down, because she's pretty cool.
We're moving on. Yes, we're moving on from romance to bromance.
There we go.
This is Nick and Zach, who we love, and they love each other. And yes, Zach did report to the MTC a couple of weeks ago, coming up on a month ago now, and Nick tracked him down to catch him one more time before he heads out to Iowa. I think that the missionaries go to the temple every Sunday, and I'm sure Nick knows what they do and plan to run in, so.
Yeah. It's got his little name tag.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Oh.
Love you, Elder Sally, as he says. Ugh, come back, Nick, Zach.
We'll be okay.
I'm still sad.
So Lone Peak Basketball tweeted out that they had some great guests this week at their camp, and we've got Nick and Jackson Emery there. Huh. So that's kind of cool.
Must be good to do anything at Lone Peak. You've got some local celebs.
They've got some good former players that can call in for those camps.
Yeah. So that's what the Emery brothers were up to. One of the things they were up to this week. Kyle Collinsworth. King Collinsworth, he has been a little jet setter lately, so we've been mentioning he worked out with the Timberwolves. He's been a couple places, and now, most recently, he went to New York to work out with the Nets, and here's a picture of him with another draft prospect.
And then he was off to the IMG Academy workouts, I guess,
think that
before
was Sunday. Yep, they were just working out for a bunch of NBA scouts. And then finally he went to Atlanta to, we assume, work out for the Hawks. So he is getting those workouts in. I mean, he should earn himself a shot at Summer League.
Yeah, I'd hope so. I mean, I haven't heard any reports out of those practices. How they've been going. Hopefully they're going well. Hopefully he's improved his shooting a little bit.
He's getting the chances, though, so it'll be hard to make those excuses. The draft is coming up on June 23rd, so we're still crossing our fingers. It could happen. I mean, it just depends, and maybe he's really impressing these teams. So we'll see.
It's Summer League.
It's a long shot, but we'll see.
We have a contest we wanted to do. So we have a few things to be giving away in the future.
We tweeted out and Facebooked a picture of all the loot that we have for you guys.
Yeah, we have some good stuff.
We scored some stuff.
we wanted to start with a contest, and the prize is right here. We've got a football that was signed at one of the fan fests. So we've got Tanner Mangum on here. We've got Fred Warner. I think Troy Warner's on here too.
Both the Warner brothers.
Johnny Linehan's on here. A bunch of the guys on the football team. So
a plethora.
Yeah, so you could win this if
we're going to do a art contest. But don't worry, we're not going to make you draw just your kids.
Yeah, this is for kids only.
Yes, it's a kid art contest, and we want it to be focused on BYU football. So it can be their favorite player, it can be a picture of Lavelle Edwards Stadium, it can be a picture of your family in your BYU gear going to a football game. Just something the parameters are not, yeah,
they're not set in stone.
No,
but basically we want cute little pictures drawn by your kids that we can show.
BYU football. Those are the only rules. So we're not asking you to mail it to us or anything either. Just take a picture and email it to us, or you can tweet it to us and we can save it that way, or you can share it on our Facebook wall. However you want to get it to us, just get it to us, and we'll probably run this contest for a couple of weeks. We'll remind you again next week, and we'll tweet it out a few times to get those pictures in.
I'll even say if your kids have done one in the past and you have a picture of it,
send
it to us.
They don't have to be new if it's...
Yeah, but current players are favored, I will say.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we'll just judge our favorite, basically. Really super scientific. But start sending those to us, and we're excited to see them, and you could win.
Well, your kids could win. Or you. Whatever.
We'll also get some.
We'll let you decide what you do with it.
Sure.
Just send us pictures.
So that's the kind of the way that's going to shake out. So that's what we've got for today. What do we have coming up?
This week is nationals for track. So this is in Eugene, Oregon, June 8th through 11th. And we have a bunch of BYU Cougars that qualified.
Yeah, 9, right?
The only woman that qualified, though, was Shea Martinez Collinsworth.
Huh.
So pretty cool. She's in the 800 meters. So
she's a
cheer
beast.
Her on. She's amazing.
Yeah.
So good luck in that. And then we've got a whole list. So
Shaquille Walker and Chase
Shaq Walker. Yep. Zach Blackham in the high jump. A bunch of the guys in the 4x400 relay. So if you get a chance, watch
Tune in.
that. Yeah. We'll have results hopefully next week.
Yes, so good luck to the Cougars there. Fan fests are over. The last one was in La Ie this past weekend, but we do have a fireside coming up, and this one actually pertains to most of you. It is in Sandy, Utah, at the Altaview Stake Center, and I believe that's at 7 p.m.
Yeah, if you can't make it there, whether you're out of state or in state or whatever, we are going to try to have some correspondents go again.
Yes.
And hopefully give us some content from the actual night and some stories and a rundown for you. So
yep, so look forward to that. So that's what we've got for you. Who are our sponsors?
We are sponsored this week by the John Wall Drill and by TJ Haas for slaying it.
Yeah, we'll put that link in our comments. You'll want to check it out. Our show was also brought to you by Coach Sataki. Thank you for writing us a letter, Coach Sataki. We plan to be at LES being loud and cheering on the boys.
Ticket.
We're up the white. May you always stay loyal to the white and blue. For Jess, I'm Mary. We'll see you next week.